What are your writing superpowers? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tara East. I'm a writer, blogger, YouTuber, and the author of the mystery novel Every Time He Dies. And in this week's video, I want to talk about what is your writing superpower? It's human nature to want to progress. One of the best and worst parts of being human is that once we solve a problem or master a skill, we start looking for the next thing. We don't just do this to ourselves, but to others too. At a friend's wedding, we ask, hey, when are you guys gonna have kids? After a friend gives birth, we say, so, when are you gonna have another one? And when we toast a new graduate, we ask, so, what now? In fact, this problem is so prevalent that the writer Anne Patchett wrote a commencement speech and then published a tiny book called So, Now What? And we do this as writers too. We are constantly looking for ways to develop our skills, to reach a greater audience, and to generally improve. When we read a great work of fiction, we inevitably compare it to our own work. The gap between where they are and where we are may be wide or narrow, but it's there all the same. We're told that one of the best ways to improve your writing is to read more, and this is one of the easiest ways to become aware of your own weaknesses as a writer. But it's also a great source of inspiration because it shows us what is possible. What can we actually achieve within this form? As creatives, we are so aware of the gap between where they are and where we are. With our eye on the prize, we focus intensely on our weaknesses. We feel that we are bad at setting, description, dialogue. We're an underwriter or we're an overwriter. We're bad at character, plot, structure, and tension. Of course, it's important that you're aware of your weaknesses. This is how we can begin to improve them. But for today, I actually invite you to think about what are your writing superpowers? What aspects of writing come to you naturally? What can you do so easily that you don't even think of it as being special, or you're not even particularly aware of it? If you can identify them, write them down. But if you're feeling a bit stumped, then please reach out to a writing buddy, a critique partner, or even an editor that you've been working with to help you think about what your writing superpowers may be. To give you a little bit of inspiration here, these are my 3 writing superpowers. 1, dedication. 2, discipline. And 3, application of feedback. You'll note that none of these aspects have anything to do with craft. Instead, they're all about mindset and behavior. So let's look at dedication. By dedication, I'm referring to the fact that I gave up a lucrative job and moved cities multiple times to pursue writing and writing-related study. Now, note, I don't have a mortgage and I don't have kids and I have a very high tolerance for risk. You don't have to give up your job or move cities in order to prove that you're dedicated to writing. Those are massive decisions with massive ramifications. And to be honest, it's the mundane, garden variety dedication that has created really meaningful results in the end. It's the mundane, garden variety dedication that has created really meaningful results in the end. My dedication also extends to this YouTube channel and the blog that I've maintained for the last 7 years. And I started these 2 platforms as a way to share all the information that I've come across and my own experiences as a writer. But of course, yes, also to build a platform because, come on, let's be transparent. I also consume a lot of writing related content, which means that I'm also able to recommend these sources to my coaching clients and reference them myself whenever I need. I've seeped myself in this community for years, and yeah, of course, I don't know everything, but I know a lot. My dedication to writing is the reason why all of these things have happened, and I didn't give up when I got rejected or even when other things in my life had to become the number 1 priority. Number 2 is discipline. I make time for writing, and when I show up, I work with very little distraction. Not even my inner critic can stop me. My inner critic may say things like, this is a waste of time, you're ruining your life, "This is boring, you suck." And when these comments come up, I acknowledge them, and often I'll even write them down. And I'll think or say aloud something like, "Okay, this may be boring, this may indeed suck." But then I just keep writing anyway. Part of the reason why I'm so disciplined with writing is twofold. The first is because I have worked a lot of soul-crushing jobs and I really want to make this current trajectory work. The second, and I know this statement to be so true, is that resisting writing is way more painful than writing. Even on bad days, even on shit days, writing is always better than not writing, and even if it's only for 5 minutes. Number 3 is the application of feedback. So I'm actually really great at receiving feedback from beta readers and editors, and I didn't realize that this was a strength of mine until my mentor pointed it out. She said that so many other people will accept the punctuation suggestions, but then reject all of the critical advice about plot, structure, characterization, and so on. I am always open to receiving feedback, and while I'm aware that these changes are indeed work, I know that they will make the book better, and I never take this criticism personally because I work with smart, kind people who I trust, so I know that their feedback is coming from a good place, and often it's actually really great fun to brainstorm possible solutions. As life coach Cheryl Richardson says, "Don't go to the hardware store for milk," by which she means be selective in whom you seek advice from. It's so easy to only focus on our weaknesses as a writer, and this makes total sense because being aware is the first step to improving this aspect of craft, your skill, or your development as a writer. But it's also important that we celebrate and acknowledge what we're actually good at too. So now I invite you to please share some of your superpowers. Please share 1 to 3 of them in the comments below because I would love to hear. Now remember, these can be craft-based skills or they could be like mine, which are a bit more about mindset and behavior. Now, if you'd like even more writing advice, you can head to taraeast.com and dive into the archives. While you're there, please consider joining my email newsletter because when you do, I'll send you a free gift. And you'll also receive a newsletter in your inbox every Thursday morning containing a little note by me, links to that week's blog and vlog, a quote of the week, as well as some juicy resources that I've discovered and some other tidbits that I only share via email. Thank you so much for watching again this week, guys. I so appreciate that you're here. Stay safe, stay calm, and keep writing, and I'll see you again next week.